What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down the secret to catching every pass. We're going to be talking about some different pass situations here, like catching situations that you guys ask a lot of questions on, and what leads to a lot of drops from wide receivers in these specific scenarios. So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to improve your hands, you need some specific drills, you need exercises to improve your hands, but let's say you don't have a quarterback to throw to you all the time to work on your catching skills, check out that very first link in the description below for our 30-day wide receiver catching program 2.0. It's the more advanced version of our original catching program with over 100 plus wide receiver catching drills, hand-eye coordination drills, and grip strengthening drills. So check out that very first link below if you're interested, fellas. Let's get started with this video. So now this first example here, this is a wide receiver that I train personally down in Southern California, and his name is Chris, and Chris is going to be running a fade route. Now, a lot of you guys struggle with the over-the-shoulder pass. Now, one of the key things that leads to wide receivers dropping this pass is obviously a DB getting in the way, being able to play our hands. We give him time to recover by doing this one simple thing. So let's play what he does full speed. So decent release, takes an outside release, but you see how early he looks back for the ball. Now that allows the DB to close the space and make a play. Now he ends up catching this thing, but to be honest with you, we should have had this DB by probably about 2 to 3 steps, and this ball should have been just dropped right over the shoulder if he would have kept his head down just a little bit longer. But when we come off the ball, we don't want, like when you guys get to that next level, they teach you, like, because you have a quarterback who's super talented, who can throw the ball probably 50 plus yards, especially at that next level, to don't look for the ball until you're open. So you're not looking even back for the ball until you got that DB by about 3 steps, right? Or maybe a step. I should say a step. A step is probably more realistic. So he does a good job off the line. We got inside coverage. He gives him a move inside. But as soon as he gets off the ball, not maybe even 5 yards, he starts looking back for the ball. So there's the problem with that is when you look back, that slows you down. And when you slow down, that gives that DB time to recover and time to close in on us to make a play on the ball. So make sure, fellas, we are keeping my head down. I am pumping my arms. I'm getting open first, then I'm worried about looking back for that ball. Let's play this thing again full speed. So that's one of the main reasons that guys will drop those over-the-shoulder passes, that they look back too early. It slows them down. Maybe the quarterback throws it too far in front of them because they're not accelerating like he thought, or DB's got a chance to make a play. Let's play it again one more time. Again, great job finishing the play. That's a hell of a job being able to finish the play and making a catch when the guy's right in your face, but it could have been a lot easier on ourselves. Okay, so now another thing that guys love to ask us about is those quick passes that where you got to snap your head around. Quarterback throws this thing with some heat, some bullet, like a bullet pass. I know that's the terminology that a lot of you guys use, and guys will drop those. And the number one reason is because they're not snapping their eyes and snapping their head around quick enough. So we're looking at Chris Olave run this like out route here. Quarterback throws the ball fairly early. He's throwing it before Olave breaks, right? So he's letting this thing go. Ball is in the air before Olave can't see the quarterback throw the ball. That's what quarterbacks are taught on any type of out route. Like, let's say it's like a 10-yard out, sometimes maybe even a 5-yard out. QBs are taught wide receivers should not see you release the ball. So we throw this thing early, we put it out in front of you, and he has to snap his eyes around and locate this thing. Now, this is where a lot of guys go wrong because they don't see it come off the quarterback's hands. They can't track it all the way. So they snap their head around it and the ball almost spooks them. It's like it hits them so fast then they don't even have their hands ready and they drop it. You just have to make sure we locate it with my eyes quickly. So as soon as you guys make any type of break, like let's say it's a 5-yard out. We're obviously on the left side in this example. You would want to take your left arm and almost treat it like you were trying to elbow somebody behind you that you do not like. Because when you rip that left arm and you elbow that guy behind you, that forces you to have to swing your body around, swing your head around, and that can help you locate that ball. So make sure, fellas, anytime that I'm running a quick pattern where that quarterback is throwing it early, like maybe it's a bang 8 post, a quick slant, 5-yard out, 10-yard out, I am breaking and I'm using my opposite arm, the opposite hand of the foot that I am cutting with, to elbow somebody behind me, to snap my eyes around so I can locate that ball. Your body snapping around will bring your eyes around. That is the most important thing. So on those quick passes, let's make sure that we locate that ball. Great job here by Olave doing so, catching that ball, and then obviously making a great play after the catch. So I wanted to include this. This is a video here that I posted to a couple different social media platforms. I posted this also on a YouTube short, but this is myself pouring some water on a football, and it's a video about catching a wet football. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this on here because when it comes down to catching a wet football, and I got a ton of hate for saying stuff like this, but at the end of the day, you just got to catch the ball. And so many people are like, oh, well, that's not advice. That's what you should do on every single catch. And yeah, when you have a wet football, when the conditions aren't great, when it's pouring rain outside, especially this time of year, you have to be so laser focused on the ball. You have to, it's like all the catching mechanics that we talk about, looking it in, catching it in a diamond, not letting it bounce off your palms. That's like emphasized times 10. That's like times 10 what you should be normally doing when that football is wet and when that ball is going to be coming at you. Now, quarterback is probably not going to be throwing the greatest spiral in the world when the conditions are wet, when the ball is either wet from it being at night, whether the ball is wet because it's in rain, if he's got no grip on the ball, right? If he's got some kind of grip, then it should be fine. But at the end of the day, your eyes are the most important thing. You have to see that football hit your hands. You have to take a photo of the ball as it hits your eyes. And it sounds like basic advice. It sounds like something that you would do on every single catch because it is. You would do this on every single catch. It doesn't change based on the type of ball, based on the type of pass, high pass, low pass, wet, dry football. It doesn't change. It's the same stuff over and over again. Now, one piece of advice that I can give to you when the football is wet, I personally don't like gloves. Now, I know there are some kinds of special gloves out there that when the ball is wet, like there's some kind of material that can make it stick to it. I don't know. I've never used those. I don't see a whole lot of people use those. I don't even know if those are legal because gloves do have to go through certain testing. So I don't know if those are legal. I don't know. If those help, then fine. If you like wearing gloves when it's raining or when it's wet, that's also fine. I'm not saying not to do that. Personally, preference-wise, I like no gloves because I feel like I have a better grip when it is just my bare hand and that ball is soaking wet, especially, like I said, this time of year. Now, if it's cold outside, if it's like 10 degrees, depending on where you live, I get it. I understand. Not everybody could, be on the West Coast where it freaking is sunny in December, right? Which is super rare for everywhere else. You know what I mean? So it's based on preference. I wanted to include that because I know a lot of you guys asked that question. And in case you hadn't seen the prior video that we made using this clip as well. So let's play this thing full speed and then we'll get to another clip. So now, next example I want to talk about here is those catches where guys will drop it because they try to get upfield too fast. So this is a catch here from Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's running this slant route. Now, obviously, as wide receivers, we're playmakers, right? Every single time that ball is thrown to me, because again, it's not like I'm a quarterback where I'm touching the ball every play, a running back where I get a lot of touches. If I'm lucky, I'm getting maybe 4 receptions a game, right? So all 4 of those plays, I'm going to be anxious to go try to make a play. I catch the ball, I'm going to go try to turn it into 20 more yards because I don't know when my next chance is going to be. That's how all you guys should be thinking. That's what all your guys' mindset should be. So what gets a lot of receivers in trouble is that when they catch that ball, they try to take off too quick and they take off without the football. Now, the easy thing to say is, make sure you looking into the tuck, right? So like you catch the ball, you tuck it away into your arm like Amon-Ra does right here, but everybody's always excuse when I say something like that or when anybody says something like that is, when you look it into the tuck, you don't have your eyes up and you're going to get a linebacker who's going to take your head off. Probably a good point, probably a fair point, but not when you're in practice. When you're in t-shirt and shorts, it's a very, very different environment. So like, let's say, for example, you come out and you're on the weekend, you're working out with a trainer, with a coach, with your quarterback, whatever, and there's nobody out there. Every single catch you do to build that habit of looking it all the way in, you should catch, look into the tuck. Catch, look into the tuck. Because when you're in an actual game, it's going to be easy. You won't have to stare it into the tuck. Okay, now I got my eyes up and then I could go make a move. You'll be able to do that in milliseconds, which is what makes something an automated habit. And with your catching, usually with drops, it's because guys haven't automated the habit. Guys will drop passes because it's not an automated thing. So just make sure, fellas, that we are working on that specific thing so we can avoid us putting that ball away without seeing it go away. And that's what leads to drops. All right, fellas, really want to thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like a 30-day wide receiver catching program with over 100+ wide receiver catching and grip strengthening drills, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.